Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Flip Don't Flop. My name is Adrian Donovan, and in this video we're going to be going over the top in-store thrift finds of the past week. There's some pretty good ones in this haul here. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. It would be very much appreciated. And with that being said guys, let's go ahead and jump in. Okay, so first off, we have a pair of men's Hugo Boss lace-up Oxfords. I don't really find Hugo Boss very often here in Cincinnati, Ohio, but I do run across them occasionally. I would say I buy almost all of it unless it's just too worn. These are in overall pretty good condition. You can see that they had pretty much some full soles put on them and some new heel caps. They definitely got their use out of these. We paid $5 for this pair, and I think in this condition we should be able to sell these for about $60. So after fees and shipping, we should stand to profit about $40 on this pair of men's Hugo Boss Oxfords. Next up was a really good find here. This brand is Naat. This is also a brand that we usually buy almost all of it. They usually price Naat quite cheap here. This pair was $10. Now, these are extra nice because these are brand new. They've never been worn before. Naat's a pretty popular kind of comfort brand. This is the Kata lace-up model. These should sell pretty easily, I would say, for $90. After fees and shipping, we should stand to profit about $60 on these. We have a pair of women's Salvatore Ferragamo. This is the Vera model. Has like the pretty large Ferragamo bow right here. These are also quite of a nice style. They're like kind of quilted leather on the side. They have like a patent cap toe as well. These are like really kind of a more modern Salvatore Ferragamo Vera model. They've been making Vera for a very long time, but this was a more modern one. We paid $15 for these, which is an incredible deal because these are actually worth about $100. That should be pretty easy. We've sold this model numerous times, and with these being a bit more modern and in good condition, $100 should be really easy to get for these. So with that being said, after fees and shipping, we should stand to profit about $60 on this pair. Here we have a pair of men's Keen. This is the Newport boat shoe, and these are also brand new. We paid $13 for this pair, which is an incredible deal considering they are brand new. They're also waterproof, which is nice. I'd say Keen is another brand that we buy most that we come across if they're in decent condition and a decent price, because we sell Keen pretty well. This pair in particular, we should be able to sell them for about $100 with them being brand new. So after fees and shipping, we should stand to profit about $65 on this pair of new Keen Newport boat shoes. And next up is another incredible find. Now I feel like aside from the past maybe year or so, we didn't find any of the Nike Air Vapormax, but now they've been appearing in the thrift store semi-regular actually, which is super nice. Get really excited every time I find one of these. And you know what it is, even from a distance. This pair was priced very cheap at $18. And they're in really good condition. We will definitely put these in the washer to kind of clean them up a bit. They do have a bit of soiling. And we're also going to be using a lighter with all these kind of loose threads and stuff. You'd be surprised. Using a lighter actually will make it look quite a bit nicer. But you of course need to be really careful with it. You don't want to burn the fabric. You don't want to actually put it on the fabric, just above it, and it kind of makes it look a lot better than you'd think. This pair we should be able to sell pretty comfortably for $120, maybe a tad more, because they are in actually a really good condition. It doesn't seem like they wore these that often. So after fees and shipping, we should stand to profit about $80 on this pair. Next up, we have a pair of Dansko. This is the Britney model. These are also brand new. Quite a few nice new finds in the thrift store last week. Always really nice to find new shoes. We paid $17.50 for these. They were marked at $35, but we got them half off. That's a really, really good deal with them being brand new. Now, Dansko is a brand that the thrift stores usually price really high. At least here in Cincinnati they do. And most of them are not worth picking up anymore. You used to be able to sell like the common clogs for $30, $40 pretty easily. But now it's kind of tough to even get like mid-20s for the Dansko, like kind of common or clogs. But we don't really buy those anymore unless they are like slip resistant. They have some kind of really neat design, like some kind of nice patent design, or maybe like the black tooled leather, brown tooled leather design. If they have something like that, we might get them if they're around $10 or so. But I'd say the majority of Dansko we pass on now because they're just not worth picking up anymore. But with these being brand new, it's a killer find. We should be able to sell these for $120. Should be pretty easy. I have seen several sell for around that price pretty recently. So after fees and shipping, we should stand to profit about $80 on this pair of new Dansko Britney clogs. Another pair of Neot. This pair is also brand new, just like the other pair. We actually found these at a different store, not the same one. And this is the Aisha model. This pair is extra special because they are wide width, and we can always sell wide width shoes for more money than medium width. I'd probably say typically with wide width shoes, we will ask 20 to 30% more, maybe even 40% more. It just totally depends on what it is. And with narrow width, we usually price those about 20 to 30% lower than medium width. Again, depends on a few minor factors, but it's pretty easy from what we have found to kind of go off of that rudimentary model. Now this pair we got incredibly cheap. We only paid $3 for this pair, so very, very cheap. This pair should sell for about $70. So after fees and shipping, we should stand to profit about $50 on this pair of new Neot Aisha sandals. Alright guys, we are already down to our last pair to go over. This is a pair of Stuart Weitzman. They are a slip-on mule with like a horse bit. And they have some nice gems here on the horse bit. This pair was marked at $5.99, but they were 25% off, so we paid about $4.50. Now, they have quite a few spots on the leather uppers, but it just seems like it is some kind of discoloration from storage. It doesn't seem like it's wear. These actually are almost brand new. It seems like somebody probably only wore these once or twice, so they are in phenomenal condition. And of course, that means we can sell them for quite a bit more money, with them being so close to new. They are very clean on the inside, and the bottoms show nearly no wear whatsoever. I feel like Stuart Weitzman is one of those brands that varies a lot in price. Of course, like they're really tall, knee-high, like they're really tall boots, like the knee-high or like over-the-knee boots. They sell for extraordinary amounts of money, like $300, $400, $500. I see them sell for that all the time. Stuart Weitzman boots, most of them are really good finds, and pretty much the higher the shaft, the higher the price. their mules and pumps and stuff, they're not worth nearly as much. There are some models where there is an exception to where like maybe they were worn by a celebrity or some kind of social media influencer, and it makes it to where they are a lot more valuable. I don't know a ton about this model, to be honest with you. I'll have to do some more research on it, but I think we should be able to sell these for about $100. I don't think we will be able to get much more than that for these, but back to like the spots on the uppers, we're just going to take a magic eraser, and I think it's going to pretty much get rid of all of these little spots, because I don't, again, believe it's like any kind of wear. It's kind of neat. For one, the color is like pretty nice. It's kind of like a light green, and they are kind of crocodile embossed. After fees and shipping, we should stand to profit about $75 on this pair of women's Stuart Weitzman horse bit mules. And now, before I let you guys go, I'd like to quickly go over a bit of an overview of the top finds that we had last week in the thrift store. So the total estimated revenue is $760. The total item cost is $86. The total estimated profit is $495.60. $95 average sale price. Average cost of goods at $10.75, leaving us with average profit of $62 each. Some very, very good finds in the thrift store, and this just really kind of goes to show that you never quite know what you're going to find in a thrift store. And it's part of what kind of makes it exciting, keeps it exciting, is that you could have an incredible find just around the corner. You just never quite know. And the average cost of goods are so low. The profit is just so high. It's so nice to find like kind of pairs like these like home run pairs, so to speak. But yeah, I think it's going to pretty much wrap up this video, guys. If you got any value out of this whatsoever, please consider subscribing. It would be very much appreciated. With that being said, I will see you in the next video.